What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have an update for the MW3 open beta, and this is for weekend 2. We got official patch notes, which pretty much fixed up a lot of the issues that we ended up seeing in the past already. And on top of that, we also ended up getting some brand new content for weekend 2 of MW2. But anyways, let's go ahead, let's jump into it. Let's talk about the details. So they said, welcome to weekend 2 of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta. It's time for everyone to get hands-on with Call of Duty MW3. In addition to raising the level cap to 30, for greater access to weapons and equipment, you can expect to see the following experiences throughout the weekend. So for the maps, we have High Rise being added. We also have New Orlov Military Base, which is going to be available in Ground War. So High Rise is in the 6v6 playlist for Mosh Pit, and then Orlov is going to be in the Ground War playlist. And then for the modes, we have Cutthroat, which is going to be a brand new mode. It's going to be a 3v3v3, which I believe is going to be just like TDM, but except there's going to be 3 different teams of 3. And then there's going to be the typical search and destroy that we've seen in past Call of Duty titles. This is just a quick summary of all the content that we're going to be receiving. Let's talk about the actual patch notes that we ended up getting. So first off, they said multiplayer beta weekend 1-2 patch notes, and that is going to be this update goes live Thursday, October 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which for some reason it actually went live earlier than this, but it says gameplay UI enemy operators will now display a red nameplate above their head, which is a very big W in helping you recognize who the enemy player is versus your teammate. And the really good news about this is I haven't gotten to test it out, but Charlie Intel posted saying the enemy nameplates have drastically helped the visibility when it comes to the issues that we had with that. So that's the first major change that we got. The second one, it says our team is preparing an update to decrease the slide to sprint delay. We'll provide details on release timings as they become available. This is something that we also saw some issues with, where if you didn't slide cancel, the delay would make it so like you can't shoot, you can't sprint, and it would be like a delay. It would feel very similar to how Modern Warfare 2 felt. So that's something that they are currently working on. They haven't done an actual change for that yet, but it's something that they have acknowledged and they are working on a fix for. So I'm really happy with the way that Sledgehammer is doing things. It sounds like they're actually really listening to feedback in the beta. I know with MW2, we gave a lot of feedback for that beta, and then none of it came out in the full game. So it looks like this time around, they're actually going to make it better. But the weapons, we got some weapon balance changes. They reduced the tac stance spread while sliding for several weapon classes. For the ARs, they decreased from 17 to 26%. Submachine guns decreased 14 to 17%. Light machine guns decreased from 30 to 45%. Marksman rifles decreased from 29 to 31%. Pistols have been decreased from 10 to 20%. This is sort of made to help people use tac stance a little bit more, because when using tac stance currently in the game, it's not as accurate and it'd be easier to just hip fire than pressing that extra button to pull out the tac stance. And it seems like they want to make it as useful as possible, so it's not an ability that's just hindering and bothering everyone, because I know a lot of people were trying to figure out how to disable it. The setting was getting annoying. It popping up on screen was annoying. And this is a way that they're trying to make it a little bit better, so it's actually helpful in game. But the Striker SMG ended up seeing a nerf, and they decreased the near minimum damage from 39 to 36, decreased the near medium damage range from 24 to 19, decreased the medium damage range from 30 meters to 25, decreased the far medium damage from 28 to 27, decreased the minimum damage from 23 to 21, increased the headshot damage multiplier from 1.2 to 1.3, increased the lower arm damage multiplier from 1 to 1.1. We expect the Striker to remain a competitive option thanks to its fire rate and excellent accuracy. However, these changes reduced its damage output at long distance, prevented from outperforming ARs. Adjusting to damage multipliers intend to increase the consistency of this weapon. I can agree with that. It really felt like it was an AR at certain points, especially if you play maps like Estate when people could be really far away. It really shot and eliminated players, and I would outgun people who are using AR. So I guess they decided they're going to nerf that. For Killstreaks, they actually nerfed some Killstreaks. So the Guardian SC got nerfed, decreased the health from 550 to 400, decreased the lifetime from 120 seconds to 60 seconds. And then for the modes of Ground War, vehicles driven by the player no longer have limited fuel. Hardpoint disabled overhead spawn camera sequence upon spawn, so that way it doesn't take all that time. And on top of that, people were sort of using that to figure out where people were at. But the next thing is for the maps, we have Estate. They added collision near various areas of the waterfall to prevent players from accessing unintended locations. Favela, players will no longer be killed immediately after respawning near the yellow car on the side street. I guess there was a glitch going on there. And then for Pop-Off Power, added collision near reactor beta to prevent players from accessing an unintended location. Our team is investigating reports of poor spawn selection quality and making adjustments for launch. In the meantime, please be sure to clip unfavorable spawns and share them with us. Then we have Operator. So Operator movement animations will now play properly in the moments following a respawn. For the UI, they added a missing icon for the Incursion XII long barrel attachment for the SVA 545. Players will now properly be notified of playlist updates while idling in the menu. And for stability changes, they addressed the crash that occurred while matchmaking in the Ground War playlist, addressed multiple crashes that occurred while launching the game, resolved an issue that caused an error message stating a required network service has failed upon attempting to join another player's party. So these are all like stability fixes to improve the quality of the beta, so that way you don't have any issues and things like that. And then they also mentioned one last thing, and that's issues and feedback. For the latest updates on issue tracking and game status, follow COD updates on Twitter. Additionally, we're excited to announce that our Trello board for MW3 is now live. Be sure to utilize these platforms to find the status of our investigations into the top issues experienced by the community. Your feedback is key to our goal of making Modern Warfare 3 the best it could be. As always, we welcome you to share your experience with us on your platform of choice. So just based on these patch notes, one of the biggest messages that I'm getting is Sledgehammer Games is actually listening, and they are actually trying to figure out and see what the issues are. What are some things that people aren't enjoying about the Call of Duty game that they can fix and improve to make it better for the launch. And this is something that we need to see more studios get behind. I remember with Infinity Ward, people mentioned a lot about slide. People talked about slide canceling. People talked about the red dot on the minimap. And all that feedback was sort of just like ignored. This time around, they're actually acknowledging it in the beta itself. And hopefully that will carry on into Modern Warfare 3 and into the full game release. If they are consistent with listening to the fans, I can imagine that they will do the same thing when Warzone comes out, and all the Warzone players will have a really enjoyable time playing the game. So I just hope that everything goes smooth like this, and it's not something that they just turn on us once the game fully launches. But so far, they're doing a really good job. If you play the MW3 beta this weekend and you realize there's any issues, any problems going on, go to their Twitter, comment it down below, go to any of their social media. Feel free to comment it here on the video. I mean, I also always am vocal over like on Twitter where I talk about some issues and some things and things that I don't like seeing. And maybe, you know, some people will agree with that. Maybe it'll carry on and then it'll get to their ears, and then that'll end up fixing everything. But as of right now, the MW3 beta is currently live. We have High Rise as the new map. We have Orlov Military Base. S&D and Cutthroat are here. The level cap is now up to 30, so there is plenty of things to grind. And with the new level cap being raised, there's obviously a whole lot of new content coming in, such as new shotguns. There's the new SMG that's in there, which I believe is like level 21. Then there's also the brand new Jabber operator skin. Apparently there's other operator skins that are like Milsim operators that you can't get as of right now, but they're also in the beta for some reason. So once we figure out exactly how to unlock those, then I'll make a video and cover that for you guys. But that's pretty much everything that I got for you guys in today's video. If you found the video informative or helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you always stay up to date on the latest Call of Duty news and updates.